Hey, what's up? I'm Joel Madden, and this is Artist Friendly. On this episode, I'll be talking to a singer-songwriter who's had multiple #1 songs and albums in country music. He's the lead singer and rhythm guitarist of the multi-platinum band Hootie and the Blowfish. And he's also written a book called Life's Too Short. Darius Rucker. Let's go.
That's my kind. I don't want no bad times. I don't want to have bad.
Motherfuckers are bad.
We like it when we do it. We like it.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how to do it again, how to get ourselves cranking again.
Yeah.
It's hard to figure out how to tour, how to make records.
Yeah, like, Hootie, we're going out this year, and it's just hard to get that shit back on,
Yeah, how do you coordinate everybody's families, everybody's lives? I actually think it's healthy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, to have things that you care about.
Yeah.
More than going out there.
Absolutely.
Even though it's important to go out there.
Yeah.
I think there's a balance, and I think, man, trying to figure that out. Like, we just literally started yesterday making music, and it's we haven't really made music in 6 years.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
It's crazy.
Like, when we went out in 2009, we hadn't made a record. We hadn't been together in 15 years.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, we're going to go out on the road again. And, before we went out on the road, it was just, the party was just us.
Yeah.
And that night, it was, everybody had their families and their own buses. It was the first time we had done anything. But that's, when you get to our age and when you got families and stuff, that's the way to do it. If kids are young enough, take them all out with you, man.
Yeah.
That's how we did it.
Yeah, and especially if you want the family to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember when we took a break from touring, it was straight up because it was not working. And we brought the kids. We were doing that, but it was hard. And my wife, she grew up on the road with her dad. So it wasn't like an exciting new thing for her. She was like, oh God, here we go again.
Here we go again, exactly. Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I think it's good. I think on the other side of figuring it all out, and everybody's different, it forces us to figure it out.
Yeah. And the great problem we have is that we have that luxury.
Yeah.
We've you guys and us, we've had careers and we've been playing so long that now we have the luxury to figure out we're going to do it. And if do it, let's do it great. But if we're not going to do it, that's okay too. You can stay home and be with the family.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. There's a calmness sometimes when you trust the real thing. It's like, let's do the real thing. If we're going to make a record, let's do the real thing.
Yeah.
And if we're not going to do the real thing, let's just not do it.
Exactly. I think that's why we didn't make a record for this tour. This is I guess the 30th anniversary of the first record, and there's always somebody in the band that goes, "Let's make a record. Let's make a record." You're like, nobody feels like making a record.
Right.
We feel like going out and play some music, but I don't feel like making a record. And that, when we made that decision, I thought that was when I was like, okay, if we're just going to go play, let's go play.
Yeah.
We can do that's real. That's what we do. Let's go out and play some music. But like I said, we have that luxury. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, 30-year anniversary is a huge deal. So it is important. If you can do it, you should. Something about going out and celebrating this part of your entire, if I look at you as your entire catalog of music that you've made, there's all these moments that I think are important. And I feel like the Hootie and the Blowfish, the band and the records, they really had an impact on me. So I was listening to the radio when I was a kid. That's the only place I could get music.
Sure.
And those songs taught me how to write songs.
Yeah.
I would put those in a group of songs that I think really, like, in my early discovery of like rock music, they really informed good songwriting.
Yeah.
And then you just continue to write great songs. That's just what you do.
For me, I just think the songs are what it's about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that make it with the sound, and they have these songs that are okay songs, but they sound great. But the songs are what lasts. People still singing "Let Her Cry." That's the kind of thing that lasts. And
classic.
A good song's a great song's a great song.
Classic.
Yeah.
Me and my brother have always said, if you can't sit down with an acoustic guitar and sing a song, and it's a good song, then you should not record it.
You and your brother say the same thing. I believe in my heart.
Yeah.
If I can't sit on the stage and play the song with just my guitar, and not just for the artist, for me, and go, that's a good song, then I don't want to put it on a record. I don't want to put any. I made a vow to myself I wouldn't put any song on a record that I don't want to play for the rest of my life.
I love that.
Yeah.
I actually never heard it that way.
Yeah.
I actually starting to record music. Yesterday was our first day, so it spun my head a little bit because me and my brother got together and we haven't written a song together in 4 years.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
That is.
So we do everything together.
Yeah.
We're very close. But we got in yesterday and was a little bit of an arm wrestling match at first because we've written on our own.
Yeah.
And just, every now and then I'll write a song or he'll write a song. But that's actually the mantra I'm going to take in with us over the next few weeks is if I don't want to play it forever, then we shouldn't record it.
Yeah. I mean, because even when I record stuff, like I remember I was recording a song and the producer was like, man, come on, hit this high note. And I kept going, no. And he was like, dude, it sounds so cool. I was like, no. And he's like, why do you want to hit it? I was like, because I don't have to do that on stage every night.
Yeah.
And that on that fifth night in a row, I'm not going to be able to do it.
Yeah. And
so I'm not going to hit it. But for me, that's been if I don't want to play it every night, I'm not going to cut it.
That's why you're such a badass.
Well, you might have to play it for the rest of your life.
Yeah. But it takes real I don't know if it's self-confidence, self-love, or just a fuck it attitude of like, yo, I'm not doing that for the rest of my life. Singing that note every night on that part, losing my voice. We have a couple songs that I have to do that.
Sure.
And we made them when I was young, and certainly someone got me to sing higher than I should have.
Yep.
We have to play the song half a step or a whole step down just for me to sing the song.
Yeah.
It's so funny how that works.
Once again, that's a great luxury for us to have.
Yeah.
But we're going to be playing, like, we're musicians. We're going to be doing this, hopefully when we're 70, we're still playing music. Hopefully we're like Mick Jagger, 80 years old, still making me go, holy shit, every time he walks on the stage. And if you're doing that, there's songs you're going to have to play forever.
Yeah, one of the accomplishments, I think, of your music is the timelessness of the songs. It's hard to say. There's some bands you hear and you don't want to see that. You only want to see that with where it was at, what it was at. And I think we have a little bit of that. We tried to age.
Oh, I think you guys definitely have.
And the songs that stand up. And then there's songs we don't play anymore. If they do not stand up.
Oh, we have that too. We have songs
lucky enough
that we don't play. Yeah. Songs that like when we were doing the set list for this tour, and I'm like that just one. I don't want to play that. This doesn't work.
Didn't age well for me.
No, I'm and it sucks when you say I'm just too old to play that.
Yeah,
I don't want to play that song. I'm just too old to play that song.
I feel that.
Yeah, I'm not there anymore. But then you have some songs that last forever, and you want to play them. You can't wait till you get there in the set.
Yeah,
and you've been playing it for 40 years.
Yeah,
and you still can't wait till you get to that moment in the set. Like people always ask, what song do you hate playing? Or do you play, especially the hits? Yeah. And I say, none of them. I was like, when you start, you know this feeling, when you hit the first chord of that, you played a million G's all night. Yep. You played, but for some reason, you hit the G in that, hit the G in that, and Let Her Cry, and the crowd shits their pants. That's it. And that's worth it every time. Every time. Every time that's worth it. Every time. In fact, if it doesn't happen, something's wrong. Exactly. What's unplugged? Exactly. We need to go home. You're like, what's wrong? Who pushed the wrong button? Because we just did. That's funny because I had the same thing. There isn't one hit that I don't like to play because I see not only the reaction, people are happy. Yes. It's a great feeling when you see a collective smile that's 10,000 people or 15,000 people big or bigger, or 2,000. It doesn't matter how big the crowd is. When you play those songs and those moments in those songs, you can feel the collective joy, sometimes the collective pain, whatever it is, you can feel it. And there's nothing that replaces that feeling, that rush you get when you play that. I never get tired of playing the hits. I tell you, one of the great days of my life, we were making our second record, and we did the Neil Young, the benefit he does. Brit School benefit. We did that. And we were recording our new second record, and we went out, and I think we played like 2 songs off the first record that weren't hits. And then we played like 5 new songs. And after the show, I'm sitting there, and I'm hanging out with Chrissy Hine. And I'm a huge Pretenders guy. I just think she's the shit. Yeah. And I'm hanging out with Chrissy Hine, and a couple fans come up and ask my autograph. This is before cameras, they asked for my autograph. Before iPhones. Before iPhones and everything. And so I give him my autograph, and one of the girls goes, why come you guys didn't play, Let Her Cry, I Want to Be With You? I was like, we're just trying out some new songs. Whatever, they walked away, and Chrissy Hine turned to me, and she said, did you guys write those songs? I was like, yeah, we wrote them all. And she's, in a very colorful way, said, why the fuck would you not want to play them? It's like, you work your whole life to get a hit.
To have a hit.
And then you get to a place and you don't want to play your hit. What the fuck is wrong with you? And that day just was like a light to me. I was like, I will never get on the stage and not play a hit ever again.
I feel the same way.
I won't ever do it again.
It's a youthful mistake.
Exactly.
It's a youthful mistake to reject. Maybe it's the initial reason. Maybe it's the first. It doesn't matter. The first thing you did that people liked, you usually, at some point in your youth, in your growth, you reject it.
Yeah.
No, but this is really me. And you're like, well, that's actually you.
Yeah, you wrote it.
And you were actually being honest there.
Yeah.
You were trying your best. And the part of us that is naive, that we could see it as naive or just young or full of it, and we tried really hard, and we were like, notice me, listen to my song, we would have done anything to get on that stage and have people just listen to our song. And then we make it with the song or the record. We get and then we reject it. And it's almost like we're rejecting a part of ourselves that was the best part of us. Yeah. Like the part that was like honestly just trying to make it.
Yeah,
hungry,
desperate,
would do anything.
Writing 50 songs a day. Write as many songs as you can just to get that one song.
Playing any show
with
anyone.
Some man, you know how it is. But those early shows, man, playing these frat parties and all this stuff.
With anyone,
with anybody.
You asked us to play, we would play.
Exactly, we'll open up for anybody, and you only have to give us free beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you get there, and you said it so perfectly. The youthfulness of thinking, okay, yeah, we have those hits, but now look at me now.
Now I'm important.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this.
Yeah, I'm not going to play any
important.
Hits.
And you're like, no, that was important, but I had to learn that as well.
Yeah.
And I had to go the long way around. But then I realized, like, play the hits.
I mean,
hits.
I've seen bands, and I'm not, you don't want to call anybody out, but I've seen bands where I watched the whole show and they didn't play the hit that I wanted to play. And I had made it when this happened, and you're so disappointed.
Yeah.
You're like, I loved everything you played, but you're really not going to play that song. You're really not going to play that song. It's your biggest hit, and you're not going to play it. And that's just crazy to me.
You have a lot of hits.
I've done all right.
You have a lot of hits.
It's been a crazy run.
You have a lot of hits. You probably have more hits than anyone that sat in that chair. I would say your top 3 hit makers that have sat in that chair. I would say you, Lil Wayne.
Hits.
Southside has produced a ton of hits. We've had some people with it. You have a lot of hits that you wrote, that you sing. I mean, you have a lot of hits.
It's been, like I said, I've been lucky. I'm a pretty good songwriter, and I've written songs with some cool people. We're sitting there, it's so funny to sit there and talk. I don't know why I'm bringing this up again, but CNN did a show on the 90s music.
Yeah.
It was produced by Gary Getzman and Tom Hanks, produced it, and they did 3 hours on the 90s and did not mention Hootie and the Blowfish.
That's crazy.
to say that is crazy, and I said to some reporter, I was like, "Fuck Tom Hanks,"
Yeah, of course.
And so I meet Tom, and he's like, "Well, we only had a certain amount of time," and I went, "It's the fucking best-selling record of the decade. Of the decade. It's the best-selling record of the decade." And you didn't mention it.
Was like double diamond and a half or something.
Yeah, we sold 22 million copies. It's like,
crazy.
What do you do? Yeah, it was. But that's here or there. But it's just, for me, I've been lucky. And even after when I went to country music, and I've been a huge country music fan my whole life. I always said I was going to do it someday, and it was about songs.
Yeah,
and that's what hits are about. You need a song first of all, then you need a whole bunch of luck and people behind you. But that's what hits are: songs, great songs.
There's just something about you, the way you sing, and the way you deliver. You have a casual honesty about your songs. They all hit. From the Hootie records to now, they all just hit in a way that feels honest. And I think that's a big part of why I think you are successful. People believe you. I mean, when I hear you sing, I know you're singing. I know that you want to be there, you want to sing, and you're saying something that you mean.
Oh yeah.
However little or big of an idea it is, if it's about chilling, if it's about something deeper, I always feel like there's an honesty to you, which is hard to find sometimes in popular music. It can be, we all have our own taste or whatever, but I've always kind of been like a guy in a guitar singing. I know when I believe him and I know when I don't. And I always believe you.